Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the orientation closing ceremony for our class of 2024. Please join me in welcoming Dr. Deborah Dees, Vice Chancellor for Health Sciences and the Mark and Pam Rubin Dean of the UCR School of Medicine.
Good evening, and welcome to the closing of orientation for the class of 2024. On behalf of the School of Medicine, we are delighted that you chose UCR School of Medicine. This closing event is devoted to recognizing our medical students who are entering the first chapter of their lives as future physicians, and to celebrate the families for providing love, commitment, and sacrifice, all necessary for achieving such a milestone. We thank you all. Students, it is an honor to be with you to celebrate this joyous occasion. You have officially completed your orientation and will commence with your medical education program on Monday. 25 students in this class were chosen as UCR School of Medicine Thomas Hyder Scholars. These scholars are part of a visionary legacy established by Dr. and Mrs. Thomas Hyder to train UCR graduates to become distinguished physicians and to give back to their communities. It was the special mission of the UCR School of Medicine to train a diverse physician workforce and to develop programs in research and clinical care to serve the population of the Inland Empire that attracted me to Riverside. This mission aligns with my values and is something that I have spent almost 2 decades advancing. I am sure that my reasons for coming to UCR are similar to the reasons that appeal to each of you when you applied to our medical school. You're joining this medical school at an extraordinary and unprecedented time. Entering medical school during a pandemic is not a small feat. And we promise to provide you with all the necessary tools to excel despite the pandemic. Today, you are embarking on an important journey, one that will start a lifelong commitment to the study of medicine. In the next few weeks, you will be receiving your official white coats. While this is not the traditional white coat ceremony, we do hope to be able to celebrate with your friends and family at a later date. Your white coat is a powerful symbol of the medical profession, a symbol of healing. It symbolizes the values of humanism in medicine: integrity, empathy, compassion, altruism, respect, excellence, and service. I encourage you to think about these values every day, and I hope that you wear the white coat with pride and professionalism. On behalf of the UCR School of Medicine, welcome to your new family. And now it is my pleasure to introduce our newest class of students, the class of 2024, with a video compilation of what entering medical school means to each of them.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Dr. Brigham Willis, Senior Associate Dean of Medical Education at the UCR School of Medicine.
Thank you. Hello, class of 2024. I am truly honored to be able to be here with you at this absolutely incredible moment. I can think of no other time during your journey to becoming a physician than right now that is more inspiring, exciting, and filled with possibility. I have to admit, actually, I feel somewhat envious of you all. To be in your shoes again with all the world of possibilities and achievements ahead of me would be pretty amazing. You're now officially on the road to becoming a physician. Think about that. I mean, really think about all the work, all the sacrifice you have endured in order to get to this moment. And you stand on the brink of a career more fulfilling than any in the world. Think of what is entailed in being a physician. You get to get up every morning and do stuff that is expressly intended to help your fellow human beings. I mean, really think about that. This is the why of what you are doing and will do. The why is so important to remember. One day, you'll go to a hospital or a clinic and directly care for a patient and experience their fears, their joys, their anxieties, their pain. And you get to work with the skills you're about to learn to help them. You're going to save lives. How many people have the honor of saying that they get to go to work and save lives and relieve suffering every day? It's incredible. I think back on my career, and I can see so many individual patients whom I was privileged enough to be able to help. This is one of them. A tiny 2-week-old baby who came into the emergency room because they weren't eating well, but actually had an abnormal heart rhythm and ended up requiring CPR and a full resuscitation. This cute little baby and her heart was stopped for over 20 minutes. Seriously think about what this baby and their family went through, going from being completely normal to nearly dying and requiring a lengthy ICU stay within a matter of hours. How much fear, anxiety, and pain that they had to go through. This is the same baby, a little over just 10 days later, ready to go home. I applied my knowledge of physiology, pharmacology, and anatomy to her care. Remember that. Those things were important to me when I was saving this baby's life. When you're sitting in a class and it seems, why am I learning this? This is why. I also was able to connect with this amazing family and help them through this incredibly difficult time, likely the most difficult time of their lives, all from skills and knowledge I gained during my medical training. One day, you might go into a lab or a clinical research center and engage in research into the mechanisms of a disease or the societal reasons for sickness, and use your training to improve a therapy or discover a vaccine or identify the best protocol to treat a pandemic disease. Your skills will go toward making entire groups of patients better and relieving the suffering of so many. Some of the most engaging times in my entire career were spent in a lab when I was investigating mechanisms of cellular injury in lung cells. I worked to change an entire paradigm of thought regarding these mechanisms, and it was fascinating. And again, it was all thanks to my amazing career as a physician. One day, you might work in a service organization, bringing preventative services or basic health care to those in need. You might do this right here in our community or travel abroad to underserved countries. I recall vividly every single day my trips to desperately underserved communities in Central America, where we went on mission trips to correct congenital heart defects. I was able to help patients who would have had no other chance at all at the life-saving treatments we were able to provide. I mean, look at these amazingly cute kids that I was able to help save their lives. It was absolutely incredible. And these trips were some of the most fulfilling moments of my entire life. And again, it was all thanks to my career as a physician. One day, you might use your skill and knowledge as a physician to advocate for the best public health measures or political action to improve access to care and basic human rights. I have participated in many advocacy sessions at local and state level legislative events, advocating for policy changes to improve the health of my community. I recall very vividly being yelled at by very vociferous anti-vaccination parents as I testified regarding the importance of vaccines in pediatric care. But I was able to use my knowledge to fight the good fight against ignorance and fear, again, all because of my choice to become a physician. Think of these varied and incredible experiences. They were all made possible by my choice to become a physician. One day, you will be a physician. You will be a doctor. One day, you will use all of these skills to do something amazing. But today, you put on your virtual white coat and take the first steps toward that goal. Your first steps toward membership in a profession, but also membership in a community dedicated to helping others. I wanted to show you a few more pictures that help me remember why becoming a physician was the best decision I ever made. This is Gigi. About 3 years ago, actually, she was my patient and had a cardiac arrest due to a congenital anomaly. Her heart was stopped for over an hour, but I was able to help save her life. But this was all her. This was less than 12 hours after she had her breathing tube taken out, and all she wanted to do was show us how she could dance like Moana.
Get it, girl.
That's pretty amazing. One of the reasons I chose pediatrics, the resilience and hope of kids was amazing. Those moves are pretty good.
Nice. Wow.
I was crying pretty hard when that happened. I have to admit it. But just look at this amazing little girl. This is her the day before she went home. My job, my profession, allowed me to give her a chance at an amazing life. And that is what you have to look forward to, making a difference. Really, truly making a difference. And finally, this is when she came back to visit me right before she started first grade. What better job could I have ever had than getting her to that point? And I'll leave you today with some of the final words of Representative John Lewis, who we lost on July 17th, after a lifetime of fighting for what was right and always pursuing his passions. And I love this quote because I think it really applies to the journey you are embarking on right now. He said, "I urge you to answer the highest calling of your heart and stand up for what you truly believe." And if you remember that every day on this journey to becoming a physician, it will help you immensely. And I think these powerful words apply to all of us, and we should keep them in mind every day. So congratulations on this momentous day. Wear your white coats when you get them with honor, and always remember the why of your new profession. You all are going to do amazing things. And with this in mind, I'd like to lead us in reciting the UCR Medical Student Oath. Today, I begin my training to become a physician. As such, I will dedicate my life's work to improving the health and well-being of my patients and to the prevention of human suffering as a basic human right. As I pursue my studies in the art and science of medicine, I will not lose sight of the importance of integrity and honor. I will use the skills and knowledge I gain to heal, and above all, do no harm. I will honor always the profession of medicine, be gracious to my colleagues, counsel them when needed, and help sustain them in our shared service to humanity. I embark on this pathway with many pillars of support. Faculty, mentors, and peers assist in my education. Just as I will learn from those who preceded me, I will contribute to the growth of those who succeed me in the practice of medicine. I will remain cognizant of the limits of my knowledge, seek counsel when appropriate, and always pursue a path of learning to better serve my future patients, their families, and my community. Among the attributes most respected in physicians, I will embrace compassion, empathy, ethics, and honesty. My future service as a healer and my relationships with my peers and colleagues will not be adversely affected by race, ethnicity, religion, nationality, age, physical or mental ability, financial or social status, sexual orientation, or gender identity. I will be a strong advocate for patients in need and strive for justice in the care of the sick and the underserved. I will keep in strict confidence anything I see or hear in the lives of my patients. I understand the sacred trust that will be bestowed upon me as a physician. As such, I will hold myself above any wrongdoing or malice and never tolerate deception or fraud. In being true to this oath, I freely promise to uphold the finest traditions within the practice of medicine. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Willis. Ladies and gentlemen, this concludes our prepared remarks. Thank you so much for joining us this evening. Congratulations. Have a great evening.